Welcome, my fellow nerds. We're back with Convince Me. Now, this show specifically, or this segment, is, where I have a show that I think Sir ManNerd would be interested in. Maybe he has a show that he thinks I would be interested in. We turn it into a fun little format. I convince him, he convinces me, and then we go ahead and see if the other one's convinced enough to check it out. Now, my show was Bocchi The Rock last time, and I think I did my job. What would you say?
I watched it in one day, so yes.
So we're doing a little follow-up now.
Now, with this follow-up, what I want to talk about is not Bocchi The Rock. I want to talk about how you convinced me. Now, Bocchi The Rock, very good series, uplifting, kind of annoying at times because it's like teenage characters in high school, basically, middle school, that sort of thing. Lots of cringe moments, and then I even look back and go, man, I even did that. Okay. And my friends would react like that. Okay. Man, I'm glad I'm not that young anymore. But very cool series, very cool music. I enjoyed it a lot. But I want to hear the memories that it brought up for you being a musician in high school and trying to get people to like you because of that.
Like, literally everything that Hitori did is something that I did at one point or another. Because, not to get too heavy, but I grew up with not the greatest friends in the world. Up until probably high school, my friends were pretty much my greatest bullies. So I didn't really have any good friends. And, as far as like romantic stuff like that, that did not exist for me. But when I was in middle school, I discovered music. My dad got me working out with him. He showed me Pantera. He put on Far Beyond Driven. He was like, oh, this is good music to work out to. Immediately followed that with Anthrax. Then I went deep diving into like Sepultura, Machine Head, all this stuff. And so I started getting my band shirts. I started getting merch, like buttons and all this stuff to put on my backpack. So it's like all these things that she does. She's like, oh, somebody will talk to me. Like, I look like a cool rocker chick. Like, yeah, that's all stuff that I did when I was young. I got my band shirts. I actually still own my first ever band shirt. It was a Cowboys from Hell Pantera shirt with a skeleton, like cowboy riding a skeleton like bull.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, I've seen that one.
I still have it in my closet. And
damn.
You do that, like, oh man, like people are gonna see this shirt, they're gonna want to talk to me. And then in high school, same thing. I would bring my guitar to school and be like, oh man, if I bring my guitar to school and I play during lunch, dude, people are gonna want to talk to me. People are gonna be like, oh, that guy's pretty good. Let's go talk to him. Dude, like, it brought back so many memories of just being young, socially awkward, and just hoping that I never had to initiate the conversation, that people would just come to me. And if that did happen, just me not knowing how to handle the situation. Because, dude, I used to be bad. Like, when I was in high school, I had a crush on this girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
It turns out she had a crush on me too. But her stipulation was to go out with me, I had to go up to her and talk to her. Guess what happened?
You didn't?
I didn't.
Oh, man.
I was bad.
Did you know that stipulation, though?
My friend is the one that talked to her and told me.
Oh,
he's like, yeah,
man.
He's like, yeah, Stephanie likes you, but you have to go talk to her. Oh, okay. And I was in class. I was going to do it. And she looked at me and smiled, and I got so nervous that I sat back down. But there I was, man, playing guitar during lunch. I'm like, haha, look at me. I play guitar. Please talk to me. So this show just hit me in such like a deep part of my heart, because it's like that was literally me. All I wanted to do was be in a band, play guitar and have people like want to know me and all this stuff. And it was just so hard for me in social situations. I just did not know how to talk to people. I did not know how to like not be super weird and quiet. So it was just, it was like watching teenage me as like an anime girl.
I can relate in a lot of ways, but not talking to them. Like I would go up and actually talk, but it never worked out. It was always when you're stammering and you don't know what to say and you say the wrong thing and then you just walk away.
Which is funny because that's something that she does a lot in the show.
Yep.
I still think my favorite thing that she does is she always just ends up in the trash.
Yep. Always in the trash can or a box or something. Then everybody's like, oh, she's doing it again. Come back to us. Come back to us.
Yeah, it's such a great series. And I was glad that you enjoyed it. Because a lot of it also like kind of gives insight into like the whole like musician mind almost, where it's just like they're all trying to do their thing, but they all have their own issues in like performance. And then you also have characters like Rio, who's just ridiculously confident in everything. And then you have I forgot how you're supposed to say her name. I think it's like Hiroi, the one that has her eyes closed all the time, the bassist.
Yep.
Yeah, she her whole thing is she's always drinking. But it turns out she was always drinking because she's so nervous about playing.
That's the only way she can do it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it's just this like common ground of like nerves and anxiety, but in the end just being like, I love this music, I just want to go out there and do it. So it's just, I don't know, it was like a really cool thing because it's like it almost felt like the show was made by musicians because they cared that much about certain little details. So
oh, yeah, and even they're working all summer to buy enough tickets because they know that it won't be able to sell them all in order to play. Like we hear that a lot.
Yep. That is a huge part of being a musician in a smaller coming up band too. And then the, not delusions of grandeur, but the, I guess the hopes where they're like, yeah, we're going to do this and then we're going to make it big and we're going to do this and we're going to play this place and this place. It's like, when you're that young, you're playing in a band, that's all you think it's going to be. You're just like, yeah, we're going to make it because this thing that we're doing is special. Now, the music that they make for the show is insanely good. Like, I highly doubt you would hear any high school band playing stuff that good.
No freaking way. Especially the guitar riffs and some of the drums. It's like, damn. Bass.
Yeah, like the parts that they wrote for Bocchi, like, they are not easy. I have played those parts before. They are hard. Like, unless you have like one of these like YouTube like prodigies, like, dude, I highly doubt anybody walking around is going to be able to just like pick up that stuff day of and then play a show that night.
All right. Well, yes. So you convinced me on that one. So you know what? I challenge you to convince me again. Convince me on something else.
I got the perfect show because it just dropped on Hulu in dub. Imagine this. You have an ultra overpowered character, probably one of the most overpowered characters in a show's universe, next to maybe Gojo or Saitama.
Okay, up there.
But he doesn't want any of the glory. This man's whole goal is to be a side character. He wants to be the background character that you forget exists most of the time. But at the flip of a switch, he could kill anybody. That's my pitch for the show Eminence in Shadow.
It's in Shadow. Yep. You got me. Yep. I'm going to check it out.
Lots of goofy adventures where he has to fake it to make it because he doesn't want to be put on the spot as the main character. But the entire time, he is the most powerful being. And you get a whole assortment of followers of his. And, just putting out there, I guess, you get a whole lot of anime titties. Not uncovered ones, but they're out there, man.
They're always there, man. That's just how it is on most shows.
Yeah, right. The show is very deep on that, so.
Wow.
Good show,
okay. I was cruising through looking at anime, and this one, the cover really piqued me, and then I just skipped over it. But now I'm going to go back because that sounds awesome.
It is a lot of fun.
Okay. Now it's my turn. Another Hulu show. It just concluded the first season. It's a live action Korean show. I'm not as good at this as you are, but let's try it.
I believe in you.
Imagine this. A world where people do have superhuman abilities. And you are thrown into a small town in Korea where a mom is carrying her child into this new town with everything they own, just trying to find some place to live. And you can tell that everything's so hard for her. And there's something different about her kid. For some reason, she has to keep him strapped to her. She has to keep her hands on him constantly. And you find out that if he's not watched, he will literally float away. Now, fast forward. They have been hiding out. You don't know why. And he starts a new school. Well, actually, he doesn't start a new school. He's been in the school. And there's a new student that comes in. This world kind of expands. You find these kids with these other powers. And then you get hints to this government organization that used to have teams that would send them out to do things for the country. Now it goes through this whole high school thing. The kids are doing their things, and then the secret can be let out. Who knows what happens? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. And then everything switches. The story switches. You get more in depth about the world itself, about other characters, and characters you didn't think you would like. And you end up loving them more than the original characters. And then it switches back and it puts all of that together at the end. And even though all this horrible stuff happened, it does a Tokyo Ghoul happy ending.
All right. I'll check it out. I think I'm a little more open to checking that out than I was, to One Piece. But that does sound interesting. And the Korean shows tend to have a good track record as far as the few that I've watched. Like Alice in Borderland was Korean, wasn't it? Or is that Japanese?
No, that was Japanese.
Because
that was in Tokyo.
Yeah, and then, what's it? Was it Home Sweet Home?
Yep, Home Sweet Home, yep.
And then there was a zombie one. Was it All of Us Are Dead?
Oh, yeah, the high school one? I think that was Japanese as well.
Is it?
Man, or was it?
Mixed it.
It might have been.
I thought it was Korean.
Yeah.
I could just be getting mixed up. But either way, it sounds pretty cool. I'll check it out.
The storytelling is about the same when it comes down to it. They're very good at storytelling.
Yeah, I mean, we have probably the most hyped anime coming out possible is a Korean one called Solo Leveling. So they got it together over there as well, man.
That was another episode of Convince Me. And hopefully I did my job this time. I'm working on my skills on this, so we'll see what happens. But you're very good at it, and everything you recommend, I tend to like a lot.
I think it was just like a overcorrection on my inability to speak. I overcorrected. Now I'm way better at it.
Yep, that's probably what it is. And I just got slightly better, but not much. All right, well, until next time, let's see what else you'll convince me of, because I'm definitely jumping into this, and it looks like there's plenty of episodes to keep me busy for a little while.
Yep, and then even better, season 2 starts next week.
Oh, damn. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. Well, we know what's going to happen. So, until next time, everybody, catch you later.
See ya.